Welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. We're talking about The Boys Diabolical, an animated spin-off series from Amazon. It's original series. If you love The Boys, you kind of know what you're in for. No spoilers, let's jump in and talk about it. Okay, so there are episodes. They range from about 12 minutes to 15 minutes. It's an easy binge. However, there's like a warning that should go over when watching the series. First of all, it's definitely not for families, for young viewers. If you watch The Boys, it's taking like the best and worst bits of that series, and now because it's animated, they can go so much more crazy, and they definitely do. So between the violence, the sex, the nudity, the swearing, the just extremeness of all themes, they go there. And even say that during one of the animated shows, they go, this is animation, we can do what we like, or something to that effect. There's no chronological storyline. It's an event or something that's happening in the boys' world in each of the episodes. So you could pick and choose which one you want to watch. What's interesting also about this animation series is that each individual episode is a different style of animation. And so going back to like the early Mickey Mouse animation style, having that sort of animation in amongst the themes and story of The Boys is just, I think it breaks your mind a little bit. It definitely broke my mind a little bit because mashing the two together it felt so counter culture, I guess. You coming from like old school to this type of out there animation and storyline, and you're hitting butts, headbutting worlds. That's what it felt like. Somehow worked. I'm not sure which animation style I enjoyed the most. There's an anime version or an anime episode that I loved. I thought was fantastic and is so creatively drawn. You will also hear voices.
Do you ever hear a voice?
For people that you recognize who have done voice work a lot of the times. You'll also recognize those kind of A-listers. I think Seth Rogen plays a drug dealer. You've got Anthony Starr as Homelander, Ben Schwartz as Kingdom's dad. There's just an amount of people, Jason Isaacs I think as well as Butcher. There's so much of stars here that you'll recognize, and sometimes that'll like niggle you.
You totally stopped taking the pills, didn't you?
You can go and check out IMDb and you'll be like, oh, that's who that voice work was. As a building block of what The Boys is, I think it does a fantastic job to let us know how crazy The Boys world actually is. And as far as I'm aware, this is canon. So this stuff exists, so people who have certain powers. There's one storyline where people who have gotten powers, but like the worst powers you can imagine, they have to live in a home, and it's you're just wondering how they survive with this type of power.
You guys really suck, huh?
And that's kind of the craziness that you get in there.
I'm not a pedo, by the way. I don't even have fingers.
It definitely is the craziness to the max, and there's some bits that are just like, whoa, man, that was gross. Or you'll laugh out loud because you can't believe what you're seeing, and it's just, it's hyper-realism, hyper everything. It's like if you crank up, Back to the Future, you're cranking up that dial to 11 when the max is supposed to be 10. It does feel like that. It's also a lot of fun, but I'm not sure this is going to hit home for everybody. However, if you loved The Boys and you want more from that world, this is going to be up your street. Even though it's animation, it's very creative. They've gone as creative as they can, allowed their animators to say, here's a bit of a story that we want from this part of the arc with you. Now go wild. And so we get to see the creativity within each animation style, which is so much fun. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 Nicolas Cages. I don't want to spoil it for you because I could break down each of the episodes and talk about the animation style, but that'll kind of spoil what you're in for, because each episode, watching each one, is kind of like a special treat, and you'll get through them so quickly. They're just 10 minutes a piece. I would say enjoy the intro, because there's something different with the intro with the dog each time, and sometimes the credits as well. So let me know your thoughts down below when you've watched it. How excited are you for season 3? I know we should be getting it fairly soon. Well, maybe not, but I know this is kind of like the stopgap until we get season 3. Thanks so much for watching. Most of all, until next time, remember, live on the Tuesday.